Multiple people in Jessamine County have fallen victim to scam callers pretending to be the sheriff's department.
WKYT's Lucy Bryson sat down with the sheriff to spread the word about spotting those dangerous phone calls.
If you get a strange phone call from the Jessamine County Sheriff's Department, officers say it's likely a scam that could cost you thousands if you fall for it.
I took a call actually personally Monday when I was answering the phone out front from a girl who they were trying to get her for $3,000, and she was terrified.
This is one of the two known Jessamine Countyans that have answered a call from someone they thought was a deputy, telling them they've missed a court date and need to pay a fine to keep from going to jail. But how do these callers fool people into transferring this much money?
They're actually going to our website and obtaining deputies' names, photographs, and titles. They keep you on the phone, and then they have you go to like a Kroger or another location, and they request the payment in either Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, which is something we would never ask you to do.
Deputy information has since been taken down. Jessamine County Sheriff Kevin Grimes says it's because this is becoming a trend here.
This is the fourth time this year that they've used our website to obtain deputy information and use that information against us. So I just feel like at this time we can take that down and knock out another avenue.
Grimes says they're working now to spread the word through social media and get to the bottom of these calls. He says your best bet to verify whether or not the phone call that you're in is safe or not is to hang up the phone and dial the Sheriff's Department's number yourself. In Jessamine County, I'm Lucy Bryson, WKYT.
Grimes also shared that these callers have even been able to change their caller ID tag to look like it's the Jessamine County Sheriff's Department, so checking caller ID isn't necessarily safe either.